All right, guys. I gotta talk about this right quick. I've been meaning to talk about this for last few weeks. This is regard to the subject about Asian hate, and my take on why I want to talk about this is because we've had. Well, let me tell you about my experience first before I go into detail. Matter of fact, what I'll do is tell you about my personal experience going to a beauty supply store. And then I'm going to tell you about who's really initiating this Asian hate. This ain't coming from us. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf Live here. I'm going to talk about this right quick. This thing with the Asian hate is not coming from us. Now, I did see a recent incident that happened. I think I don't know, remember California, but let me go ahead and talk about it anyway. There was an incident that happened, that was reported, I think it happened yesterday. It was a black man. I think it was black. He knocked down this Asian woman and commenced to assaulting her. And I've noticed that anything that's been happening with Asians is automatically considered a hate crime. It's funny when black folks were getting beat up, harassed, murdered by both cops and white supremacy associated alike, they never considered it a hate crime. But you got these assaults, some of these assaults were supposedly done by black folks, are automatically considered hate crimes. Ain't that a bitch? Now, don't get me wrong. I think, and I've been saying for a while, if you insult somebody without any real justification, that's a hate crime in itself. I say that all the time. I say if you murder somebody without any provocation like self-defense, that's automatically a hate crime. As far as I'm concerned, I say that regardless of who you are. But, of course, it's funny that they're showing these hate crimes, at least some of the ones I saw, where they're showing black folks attacking Asian people, and they call it a hate crime. But when black folks get attacked by non-melanated people, they say it's not. There was a case out in Maryland, right out here, where this young black kid was waiting on a bus at a school out here in the Prince George's County. White guy walked up to him, murdered him. The white guy was directly associated with white supremacy groups. He was tied to white supremacy terrorist groups. And yet, the judge threw out the hate crime charges that were placed against him. They threw it right out. Yeah. He was directly tied to it. And they still threw it out. I was wondering about that. Jewish people, if you attack them, that's considered a hate crime. You attack Asian people, they consider that a hate crime. But if you attack black folks, that's not considered a hate crime. Ain't that a trip? And notice the media has been focusing on crimes against Asians by some black folks, but not other folks. And notice that they only focus on Asians being assaulted and murdered and all of that since Biden's been in office. Of course, hence the possible return of the crime bill. You know. And it's funny, in some cases, like with Dylan Roof, where once he got arrested, they took that son of a bitch to a Burger King. To a Burger King. They were comforting him. But when you notice, when you get these backstories by these white supremacist people murdering people of color, particularly African Americans, and they murder African Americans with impunity, what's the first thing they say? Or if they're doing mass murders, what's the first thing they all talk about? Their backstory. You have to understand the backstory to understand why they went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's bullshit. It's to draw sympathy to the suspect. That's exactly what it is. Now, let me tell you an incident I had. Well, it wasn't really an incident, but it did make me wonder about it. About a year or so ago, I went to a local beauty supply store for my beard, of course, hair care products for men. I walked in. I don't think I was in there maybe not 15 minutes, if 10. Now, I pay for my stuff, okay? And I kept wondering, this Asian woman kept coming around me through 3 times, and she worked in the store, kept coming around me. I'm looking to decide what products I want. Of course, they'll ask you, they'll help you, and I'm trying to figure out what I want here, blah, blah, blah. But the whole time I was in the store, I was even looking at combs and beard trimmers and all that stuff. And they kept watching me the entire time I was in there. The entire time. I'm not doing anything. You want to watch me on camera. I'd rather you watch me on camera. You can watch me on camera instead of just snooping around me every 2 seconds. And I felt very harassed. This was like well over a year ago. But my thing is, white supremacy, and has always tried to, they ain't always tried to, they always have. They've always taught hate between other races. They've always done it. And they're doing it now. The media is mass doing it. Big time. And they're riding with a narrative that about something that they never really addressed in mass like they did with, like they're doing with these guys. Like they're doing with Asian Americans. They didn't do it with African Americans like that. There were no big campaigns like they're doing now. Do you know that Biden's talking about bringing up billions and billions of dollars for protections of and patrols of neighborhoods where Asian Americans are? They didn't talk about that when it comes to black folks. Never. And these guys are talking about spending billions of dollars. I'm like, really? Wow. I just heard it this morning on the news. That's crazy. They wouldn't do it for us. But it's the media is riding this, and I mean, there's media campaigns going on all day about this. I just saw a couple of them on YouTube. I'm like, how come this same didn't ride for us like that? Just wondering about that. I question that. I question everything. I'm definitely questioning this because this is for all to hear. And I'm just like, my thing is this. We need to be riding for the people you need to ride for from day one. Okay? This Asian hate been, let me put it to you like this. If Asians were being harassed all these years at the rate that they're claiming that they've been harassed in the past few years, how come we're just not hearing about that? And we only started hearing about this since Biden been in office. Trump was saying all kinds of stuff about Asian folks for the last 4 years that he was in office, and no one called him out. No one of Asian descent directly called him out that I know of. No one. But now, Biden's in office, you're calling out everybody. And the media is trying to make it look like it's black folks is doing this stuff. And that ain't so the case. It's actually the other way around. That's a fact. But the media in mass didn't talk about that. When black folks were getting harassed at beauty supply stores and stuff like that. Or getting beat up by Asian men, black women getting beat up by Asian men at beauty supply stores. No one's talking about that. They've never talked about that. They didn't say we were being hated on or that they committed a hate crime. See how the story goes with that when it comes to us? And narrative change. This is what they do. I'm out.